There's a saying that being outside of your comfort zone is a catalyst for personal development. And that was totally true in my case when I traveled with this big ass bike case and a total of 150 pounds worth of luggage and bike gear, traveling from Washington, D.C. to Paris, and then taking trains to Roubaix, France in the north. And this is I'm going to share with you my experience on this journey of me being able to navigate the French mass transit system without speaking any French, which people said wouldn't be a big deal, but I beg to argue. And after my experience, but that said, I'm so happy I did it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So the trip begins with me loading up 150 pounds worth of bike and race gear into our car, and Betsy drove me to Dulles Airport. And I happened to get through security and check my bike in and my heavy suitcase in record time. I guess that's what it pays to leave on a Wednesday at 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. And had enough time as I was putting my shoes on to leave a update on the socials. And I honestly tried on this trip to wear a mask and try to be germ free so I wouldn't get sick. But as best laid plans go, I still got sick in the end. It turns out as I was waiting for the plane, I didn't realize all these people standing in line were going on the same flight as me. Unfortunately, I was in the last group, so it really didn't matter whether or not I was sitting down or standing up because I was pretty much dead last to board on the plane. The flight itself was uneventful. Went smoothly. I got to hang out with a young guy, talked about fitness for a long time and didn't unfortunately get enough sleep. And I guess I landed 7 o'clock their time in Paris. The line for customs, I suppose. I'm trying to go get my bags now. I made it to CDG on time. Switchbacks. So it turns out I actually landed in Paris time about 10:45, and by this point to get to the line in customs to get through it was about 11:30, and I wanted to wait to buy my train ticket, and once I got through customs and actually got to the train station. And luckily they opened up a line for people with checked baggage. So I had this ambitious plan to catch the 1:15 TGV train from Gare du Nord, and that didn't go so well. Made through customs, now I'm getting my bag. And there's my bag. That's the one. Ooh, nice trunk. My bag! It's intact. I got my checked luggage, and then I waited a few minutes for my bike to show up in the oversized luggage compartment or wherever they have that depot. And there it is. My bike. Hi. Hello. Here's the moment of truth. Make sure it is all in place. Oh, looks good. Sweet. 2 days before I left, Charles messaged me and sent me pictures of his bike frame that got dinged because TSA didn't secure the bike after they inspected the case, and that freaked me out. And so that gave me a ton of anxiety all week for the next 2 days, but eventually I just realized, hey, I can't control things that are beyond my control, so no point in worrying about them. And when I checked the bike, it was fine in the case, and I was gonna go on my merry way. So I was trying to find the RER train to Gare du Nord, and I found what I thought was going to be the place to go. But this became a new odyssey of trying to get a ticket on the RER. Okay, so I've made it through customs, made it through baggage claim. Now I am learning how to take the RER train, which is right ahead of me, to the TGV, Gare du Nord, and then taking TGV to Lille, and then taking a cab from Lille to Roubaix, my Roubaix hotel, just to save me a transfer on the train, which adds a little bit of complication. Betsy agreed it wasn't worth it. Here's the thing about my anxiety. It's just, you know, as you can see with all these signs, there's English everywhere. There's really no need for anxiety. You know, trying to get a subway card in DC or New York is complicated. Half the time the machine doesn't work. And I speak the language, so if anything goes wrong here, it's really no worse than if I was back home. So that's that. Just trying to deal with anxiety and that crap. And again, here's the thing: anxiety is like going up an escalator with all these bags. Well, you don't have to worry about it because you just take an elevator, which I hope is working. I hope it's working. Yeah, there it is. Cool. And it totally works. Here we go. RER. Wow, that's a choke point. It's not bad out. It's about what I expected, kind of cloudy. Not bad. It was about 50 degrees and overcast in Paris when I landed, and it's pretty much what I expected. Cool airport. So I didn't sleep very much on the plane. I actually met a new friend, Cody, from Finland by Canada, and we talked for hours. Young guy, 32, and it was cool because he was asking me, you know, about all the stuff I do, and he's very interested in running, cycling, and swimming, which is the triathlon. So I was happy to talk to him. The time flew by, and I was like literally 3 hours talking to him, but I got about 2-3 hours of sleep, and yeah, it is 12 o'clock Paris time right now, so my sleep is all screwed up. Hopefully it's not going to be a problem. Yeah, so heading down to the RER. It's 12:10, and we're going to try to catch like the 1:30 train at Gare du Nord. This is taking longer than I expected, but if this works, it'll be great. Yeah, so I bought the wrong ticket. It'll be refunded. And I didn't realize that that is the line to get the RER tickets. And so, oh, okay, there's the machines. They're kind of like tucked away. Anyway, holy cow, that's a long-ass freaking line. Okay, now this all makes sense. That was absolutely ridiculous. Get the stinky ticket and this better work. Ridiculous. Would not recommend standing that line. That was just beyond explanation. We're through. Sweet, that worked. Man, freaking these lines are a pain in the ass. Sweet. What I discovered on the RER train is that there wasn't space for a bike. I was hoping to be a luggage rack or just a large area that I could just set the bike like they have on Amtrak. But that just wasn't the case. So I just basically had to just hold my rolling bike case around and hope I didn't piss off anyone. And everyone that I met on the trains were really just hands off, and they didn't get upset with me. And what I liked about the system is how well laid out the maps are. Their maps are everywhere, and you pretty much know where exactly you are in the system. So once I got on the RER, I went ahead and bought my train ticket for the TGV, since I knew I was on my way and nothing could go wrong at this point, hopefully. So this is my Serenity Now face as I'm sitting on the train on my way and making sure I am headed in the right direction to Gare du Nord, and sure enough I am on the RER. And once I get there, I should be able to get on the TGV. The train itself was not as packed as it could be, so it worked out great. And all things considered, it was a great ride. Just dumb luck, as I got off the train, I only had to go up one level to where the TGV was. And since I already had my ticket was about an hour early. I was about an hour early. So I was kind of taking my time getting to where I was supposed to be, or at least trying to figure out where I was supposed to be. And it turns out if I read the directory correctly, I was going to be at Hall 5. So Hall 5's right ahead of me. And I was just like, man, I'm an hour early. I'm not going to screw around. I don't need to use the bathroom. And just went ahead and went through the turnstiles because I was just worried it wasn't going to work for me. Sweet. I made it through. So I made it through the RER, which is like the express subway. I guess is the best way to describe it, from the airport to, like, kind of cuts a swath through the city. And it was an express train. So I got to Gare du Nord, which is the main train station for the TGV in the north of Paris. Got there in 20 minutes maybe. So now I figured out how to buy a train ticket through Trainline, which worked great. Buying the ticket for the RER was a nightmare. Of all the things I've been through today, that was the hardest thing by far. Customs, bike, no problem. But getting that little dinky ticket, I think I just threw away, was a pain in the butt. And so now I'm sitting, waiting for the TGV to go to take the Lille-Flanders train, and they haven't. The train hasn't arrived, so it hasn't posted the gate. And I kind of jumped the gun and went through the kiosk, the gate, because I wanted to try whether or not Trainline app worked, and it worked beautifully. Just used Apple Pay, and went through. And the reason why I meant that when I jumped the gun is that this is the coldest I've been this entire trip, just because there's the big draft coming down the tunnel from all of the gates. So I had to put on a jacket, my hoodie, and my hat. But yeah, so I'll just hang out here and have some snacks. Surprisingly, I'm not that hungry. Breakfast was tiny. I honestly should have eaten something when I was out there, but my stomach is feeling kind of funny, and just from all the traveling. But shockingly, I'm not that hungry. Anyway, more than you needed to know. So buoyed with optimism, I started to plot out where I needed to go next, which was the hotel that I booked for the whole week. Waiting for mine to get the gate assigned. I'm up next as soon as it goes from that board, bless me, to that board. Minute now, I should get a sign telling me which gate it should be. It's 19 minutes to go. My main thing is, the only reason why I'm wanting to find out where the gate is, just so we can get sitting in the train, because once I get on the train, it's all set. It's an hour ride in a high-speed train, and I'll be within 20 minutes of where I need to be. That's gonna allay all of my anxiety, and honestly, most of the anxiety is all gone since all the heavy lifting and hard stuff is done. Navigating a subway, getting your stuff, dragging it all through, and TGV is going to be an elegant experience, I suspect, especially since I bought a first class ticket. So just as soon as I get seated on that train, and they allow my bike and my check-in bag on
I'll be all set. Worst comes to worst, I can beg them.
Two people in front of me were waiting for the Leo Flanders too, and they actually came up to me, they're French, and asked me if I knew what was going on, which is kind of ironic, but here we are. I got the notice, it's gate 13, and 19 minutes to go. If there's no elevator, or at least I don't know where it is, so I just slept my bike up to the platform, but this is beautiful. Very cool. Oh no, let me ask someone for help. Okay, so this is suboptimal. There's no space for my suitcase.
Okay, so this just turned out to be sheer dumb luck. There was no space for my luggage, and I basically lucked out where I found space for it. Even the conductor eventually just said, just leave it in the exit way of the train, which I couldn't believe. And this is where ignorance is bliss. I had no idea which train I was supposed to be on, even though I had a assigned seat. Dumb luck, the one I guessed that I had was empty, and the train wasn't busy, which it normally is. And more importantly, I managed to get my stuff on the train, even though it was completely blocking the exit to the train. Fortunately, there was only one stop, and also there was just enough room for people to get past the bike to get to the bathroom. Just again, sheer dumb luck.
That's my best solution.
Again, this is kind of where like having anxiety about this whole thing really didn't pay. It's just go and do it. It was a 60-minute ride from Gare du Nord to Lille, Flanders, and it's really cool riding in this train. The views are very, very cool. I was just trying to decompress as much as possible, but still enjoy the trip as much as I could.
So that was a bit of a mess getting the bike off the train, but it worked out well that I was sitting right by it. I'm just going to wait for everyone to get out here so I can not clog up the works. Yeah, so it was kind of smart to wait just a minute for everyone to pass. It's thinned out quite a bit. I'm hoping I'm going the right direction. There was an entrance, I think, to the subway that I can pass, but I'm not taking that. So this is the exit. And need to find a cab to get out of here. Oh, okay. Yeah, so actually this is the exit. Yeah, so there it is.
I managed to find a taxi that was basically a Toyota Highlander, and that fit everything. And that was my main concern. And once I had everything packed, I was on my way for a 25-minute car ride to... What I decided to do is go straight to the velodrome and drop off my bike, because my buddy Norm told me that there was space for my bike if I grabbed a spot right now in the storage room. And as I was double-checking Google Maps to see where I was, and this is the town of Roubaix, and that's the velodrome. And
I am here.
Ironically, the first people I get to see
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Norm
I'm good.
and Shiloh.
Thanks so much. Have a good day.
Again, I think it's just highly ironic, prescient that Norm was the first person I saw at the velodrome. This is the first time I got to meet Shiloh, and it was a great way to start the whole trip.
This place is really nice. Andy Leviton. Oh, that's cool. It's carpet that looks like cobble. Hey, how you doing? Oh, wow. Okay, this is cool. This is very cool. This is so nice. Oh my goodness, that is dope. That is so dope. So cool.
So once I knew I got inside to the velodrome, I knew my mission was complete. Everything, I got to the velodrome on time, found a space for my bike to store all week, which was absolutely amazing. And so with all this anxiety that I could have had, doing this trip the hard way turns out to be completely a waste of time as far as the anxiety level went. And I'm glad I did what I did, and I got some personal growth out of it and learned how to manage my anxiety as far as traveling goes. Thanks for watching.